Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for another Cloud Tank episode. My name is Joanna,
And I'm Zishan.
and today we are talking about configuration management, which describes the configuration that should be in a specific application. So it essentially involves the migration of configs between different environments, which is backed by a control system to make sure that the infrastructure is ready for deployment. So, Z, could you elaborate a little bit more on what configuration management is and why it was introduced to the industry?
Yeah, absolutely. So configuration management is very important part of the DevOps process and especially DevOps pipeline. And again, like going back to the traditional IT stuff, like I
Yeah,
always used to,
it's
is
important.
yeah, I mean, softwares are complex part of any system. For example, even you're installing Windows server or Linux operating system, there are like a lot of steps involved. Like you have to click this, click that, copy files here, copy files there, create accounts. There are like a lot of configuration involved. And when comes to the business applications, for example, preparing servers, running your applications, there are like also critical, like there are steps involved that are unique to every application. So even companies has like hundreds different applications running in a same company. Every application has a different configuration requirements. Some are storing passwords, some storing like variables and other information that needs application to run. So configuration management is basically a process so you can actually do the configuration of your application repeatedly without any mistakes, and you can track your code changes. So in a nutshell, it's basically that.
Yeah, so and we know there's several different ways to integrate DevOps and the associated processes in an environment, but why is configuration management a great starting point for a more controlled and secure environment?
Yeah, so if your application is not configured properly, and it's not repeatable. For example, you have a person running your application. If he left the company, so nobody knows how to run your application anymore, and people will
Right.
be afraid of doing any change to the application as well. And I've seen in my past experience where a couple of people in the department running those applications, and they only know how to modify that
Mm,
legacy code. And
mm-hmm.
they are now retired, and nobody wants to touch those applications. Nobody knows like how they run,
Right.
how to debug it, how to find issues to it. They have like repeatable process. "Oh, let's restart the server and hoping it's come back." So
Right.
but with the cloud computing, like I talked about in my previous podcast as well, like there is like a concept of mutable infrastructure. So for example, when you're testing your applications, you actually destroy your whole infrastructure, you rebuild it using infrastructure as code tools like CloudFormation, Terraform. And then you actually do the configuration management, like how you want these servers to set up, which softwares to install, which files to put where, which directories, which folders you need to create, which accounts you need to create. And all these things comes as a part of the configuration management. And then the next step is like basically you deploy your application. So if you have all things, uh, you know, um, pieces together in this DevOps practice, or
Mm,
pipeline, you can say, uh,
mm-hmm.
things are more repeatable, trackable, and everybody knows where to look into for the issues. And if there is for example, you want to recreate your infrastructure using configuration management, you know that your servers or application will be in ideal state, what you are
Mm,
expecting.
right. And how is it more secure? So, how is security a benefit when in configuration management?
Yes, security. I mean, it's a very broad topic, and there are like a
Yeah.
lot of different things comes with the security.
Mm,
But with configuration management, you don't have to really expose your private credentials or anything manually. Everything is like set up automatically. For example, you want certain accounts to be created in database, or for example your application servers, or put certain files in different locations where you know, okay, these has a secure information, you can actually do through the configuration management servers instead of like someone manually doing that. And there are
Mm,
like better ways to do as well, like using other cloud services as well, to
mm,
transfer information securely, store
mm-hmm,
secure information. But I mean, when you talk about like DevOps pipeline and practices, you try
mm,
not to expose a lot of information, or it's uh, you actually try to avoid any manual step, that
mm.
person has actually going in and clicking a button or something, unless it's a production or that type of thing. But mostly like you uh, try to build those pipelines automatically.
Right, like you mentioned, yeah. And what type of products are available in the market for configuration management?
Yeah, so there are like couple of products that very popular. For example, Chef is very popular.
Mm,
Ansible is gaining a lot of popularity these days. There is a product called Salt, and there are a few more. Uh,
mm,
Jenkins is basically a server who manage all the pipelines and all these things, and Circle CI and other things, which actually build the pipeline. But the configuration management, when you're talking, there are tools called Chef, Puppet, Ansible, Salt. These are the common people actually using.
yeah, okay, okay. And is it an easy practice to adopt, or I'm sure with many technology configure not configurations but processes, it takes some time to develop your skills. So is this something a rookie could pick up and learn in a week or so, or is this something that really takes time, and what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, with every technology, there are challenges to learn and adopt. And with cloud computing, you have luxury. You can spin up resources pretty quickly. But again, before they go out of control, make sure you have like all DevOps practices in place so you can.
Mm,
And DevOps, adopting DevOps is also a journey. It's not like something
mm,
you switch on the plug and next day
yeah,
you are a DevOps company. So,
expert, yeah.
so it's for even a company adopting a DevOps who are like doing traditional way of IT stuff,
Yeah.
adopting DevOps is a journey. It might take some months, years. It
Mm,
depends on how big the organization is, how complex the culture is, and choosing the tools for the configuration management depends on the skill set. So, for example,
mhm,
Chef mostly use Ruby,
mm,
and if you have in-house people who knows Ruby, how to work with Ruby language, I think Chef will be a good option. Ansible, on the other hand, use YAML and Python. So if you have expertise related to Python and Ansible, so I mean, you can pick Ansible over
mm,
Chef, and
mhm,
certain tools have like certain requirements and certain languages people are comfortable with. But
yeah,
um, I mean, starting DevOps with configuration management tool is easier, but
mm,
having experts who knows like how to create a complete DevOps practice,
yeah,
it is actually, or I would recommend the organization if they are looking to adopt, so work with the partners like
yeah,
us, who
mhm,
can
yeah.
help you to adopt DevOps practices, and who can guide you like, okay, what you should be doing, how you should set up everything, and likewise.
Yeah, no, that's really good to know. And we want to know if you guys are already using configuration management and what your thoughts are. If you want to leave us a review or send us some notes, if you find any challenges as well, if there's any benefits, we would love to hear your thoughts. So this was really interesting topic. Thank you so much, Z, for your time. Do you have anything else to add before we go?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you guys are listening, who are watching or listening wherever
Yeah,
on your favorite platform,
yeah.
let us know what configuration management tools you are using and what topics
Hmm.
we should cover in the following podcast. In a nutshell, what I would say, like configuration management is very critical for DevOps practice. You
Hmm.
actually, uh, if you want like end-to-end automation of your infrastructure and application and deployments, configuration management is very critical.
Mm,
And installing softwares in a traditional way, people made a good money like consultant like us. We,
yeah,
because we only know like how to install softwares, how to configure it properly,
right.
and
Mm-hmm.
not everybody can do it. But with
Mm-mm.
configuration management, it's like becomes like a one time effort. So you work with the
Nice.
partner, you set up your DevOps practices, you know, okay, how these things would be set up, you write your code in
Mm,
your tool of choice, and then the process becomes repeatable. So you don't need
nice.
like someone to, you know,
Full time
full
working on it.
time
Yeah.
looking at the environment and everything is working in
Yeah.
order. And these resources for these are now becoming very common. You can find people who are familiar with these tools like Chef, Puppet, Ansible.
Mm-hmm.
So but it's like becoming like now a one time effort instead of like people spending years, you know, learning about
Yeah.
configuration and software management, and then like you know, becomes a burden on on organization.
Yes, for
And
sure.
you can't fire them, or you can't, they can't leave either. And it's a I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying like it's people about their jobs or something, but it's more about
Just
like,
better on your bottom line, your ROI, you want the
yeah,
most efficient.
ROI. And like if you adopt new tools, you have like a competitive advantage in your in the business as well. So
Yeah.
adopting configuration management is a very important for DevOps journey.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, C. And thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to check back next week where we'll have a brand new episode. And you can follow us on our social media. Leave all of our links to our social media platforms in the show notes below. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye.